This person didn't walk away from you, they protected you in a way you may never fully understand. Listen very carefully, because what I am about to tell you is something most people never realize until it's too late. There is someone out there, someone who carries your memory like a quiet storm inside their chest. Someone who made a decisio, an impossible, heart-breaking decision, not because they wanted to leave, but because staying would have cost you more than you can imagine. This story is not about abandonment, it's about sacrifice. It's about love that chooses silence over selfishness. Let me take you there. There was a person in your life who never said everything they felt. They hid the storms inside them with a smile that even you couldn't read. They laughed with you, talked to you, shared moments with you. But behind every word was a truth they never allowed to escape. They knew they were falling for you. And they knew they were falling hard. But somewhere, between the moments you thought were ordinary, they were fighting battles you never saw. Maybe it was their past. Maybe it was their fears. Maybe it was their situation. Maybe it was something breaking inside them that had nothing to do with you, but was strong enough to affect everything between you. You saw their silence, but you didn't see the weight they carried. You felt their distance, but you didn't feel the reasons behind it. You noticed they were pulling away, but you didn't know they were doing it while their heart was shattering inside. People think distance means disinterest, but sometimes distance is love in disguise. Because this person, they didn't want their darkness to touch your light. They didn't want their confusion to become your burden. They didn't want their unresolved pain to become your responsibility. They didn't want you to carry wounds that were never meant for you. So they made a decision most people can't make. A decision many people call cruel, but only the brave call love. They decided to step back. Not because they wanted to. Not because they suddenly stopped caring. Not because there was someone else. Not because they found peace without you. But because staying would have hurt you more than leaving. You may think they stopped thinking about you. But what if I told you they think of you every single day? You may think they forgot the conversations, the laughter, the small things. But what if I told you they replay those moments more than you do? You may think they went cold. But what if their silence is the only way they know how to protect you? This is not a story of two people breaking apart. This is a story of someone who loved you in the rarest, most difficult way possible. Because loving someone isn't always about staying. Sometimes loving someone is about walking away before your presence becomes their pain. You see, some people love quietly. They love in the way they let you go. They love in the way they disappear. They love in the way they choose your happiness over their attachment. They love in the way they place your peace above their longing. It takes strength to hold on. But it takes a different kind of strength to let go while your heart is begging you to stay. This person didn't leave you for themselves. They left you for you. Maybe they saw you growing, dreaming, becoming someone who deserved stability they couldn't offer. Maybe they saw you healing and they didn't want to reopen the wounds. Maybe they saw you building a future and they didn't want to be the reason it broke. Maybe they saw your potential and feared their presence would dim it. And maybe they saw your goodness, the softness you carry, the innocence you didn't know you had, and they chose to protect it from the parts of themselves they haven't healed yet. They didn't want you to wait. They didn't want you to hope for someone who wasn't ready. They didn't want to drag you into a story where they couldn't play the role you deserved, so they let you go. Not because they didn't love you, but because they loved you right. You think you lost someone. But what if you gained a truth? What if their absence is proof that they valued your life more than their presence in it? What if their silence was the gentlest way of saying you deserve more than what I can give you right now? There will come a day when you finally understand the depth of what they did. A day when you look back and realize they weren't the selfish one. They weren't the heartless one. They weren't the one who gave up easily. They were the one who loved you silently, painfully, selflessly. The one who walked away with the weight of every unsaid word buried inside their chest. The one who chose to hurt themselves rather than hurt you. The one who stood at the edge of their own emotions and still protected yours. And maybe, just maybe, they still look at the sky and wonder if you're okay. They still think of you when a certain song plays. They still remember how you laughed. They still replay the last time they saw you. They still whisper your name in moments no one will ever witness. And even now, even from a distance, they still want you to be happy. They still want your life to go right. They still want you to find someone who can stay in ways they couldn't. They still want the world to give you everything they couldn't offer. This story isn't about a person who left. It's about a person who loved so deeply that they chose the path that broke them. A person whose goodbye was actually an act of love. and sometimes the ones who walk away quietly are the ones who cared the most.